All right, perfect. All right, well, we have Mr. Pete Wilkes with us all the way from Vietnam. He is rocking his doTERRA business. What's amazing about Pete, which is why I'm excited for him teaching this class, is Pete lives in Vietnam, but has launched part of his doTERRA business in India without even setting foot there until down the road when he went and did some training there. But he got started using social media. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from Pete on your skills. How do we get started? What are some great tips and tricks that you've learned through the trade? Maybe some pitfalls. Do not try this. This didn't work, or whatever you got going for it. So, all you, Pete.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kiwi. It's a pleasure to be here. People who are watching this recording who don't know me, hello. Pete, Nourished by Pete. Yes, I am Australian, but I would say I'm more Vietnamese now than Australian. I have been living overseas since I was 16. I'm now 53. All of that time in Asia. And so the weird accent will come and go. So just deal with that. And I've been invited tonight. Somehow, somewhere, people have labeled me as an expert in social media, which I love. I'm by no means an expert, but I do love to dabble. And, I've learned quite a bit along the way. I've done quite a few courses. So whatever I can share tonight with people on the call and people watching the recording, I'm more than happy to. I have a few screens open. I love to have really open conversations. I know there's just a couple of us here, maybe some more joining us, but feel free, guys, just to jump in and ask questions. A little bit of what I'll talk about is on Instagram. And like Kiwi said, I started building in India the minute doTERRA announced India. One, because geographically, Vietnam and India are quite closely placed. It's $200 to fly to India return from Vietnam. So, hey, why not? And doTERRA's vision, goal, focus, whatever you want to call it at the moment, is to triple the size of their business by 2030. And a huge part of that, I think the key to that is really launching in India and getting India humming. And India, well, doTERRA India is screaming out to have some international leaders on the ground permanently. And thankfully, they like having me there. I enjoy being there. I've been to India 6 times now in the past 8 months. And so I travel a lot with my doTERRA business. I started in Hanoi in my restaurant, and I started in doTERRA because I had eczema and eczema for some people. And so I was suffering with that, I guess, for like more than 30 years. And I was traveling from Hanoi over to Bumrungrad Hospital, which is the biggest international hospital in Thailand, in Bangkok, every 3 months for steroid injections. And now, obviously I know better. And at the age of 42, I did my degree in nutrition, and mainly just for myself. I'm the type of person that really likes to research deeply. I don't just like to go on hearsay. I like to find out for myself and do the deep research. So I thought I can heal people with my food in my restaurants. I had 5 restaurants and 7 hotels at that time. And everything we did was sustainable, organic, fresh, macrobiotic, and my skin was playing up. So I knew something was off. And I knew going to the hospital and having steroid injections wasn't the right thing to do. So I dived in, and I'm telling you this story because I knew nothing about social media in the beginning. And my doTERRA business started because I wanted to heal myself and my skin. So I learned that frankincense was awesome for skin health. And I also learned that digestive enzymes, lifelong vitality, are awesome. And so I started with doTERRA about 7.5 years ago now. And after I finished my nutrition certification, and I knew that my gut was what I really needed to concentrate on. So that's where I started with doTERRA, was to heal myself. Then after about 35 days, 36 days, Maggie in my restaurant, a regular customer in my restaurant, said, "Hey, Pete, your skin's looking really good. What are you doing?" So I thought, maybe I should share. That's how my doTERRA business started, on the balcony of my hotel. Now it's spread to 41 countries around the world. And I get to travel to all these amazing places and meet people. So now I just think, hey, where do I want to travel to? Do I know anybody there? No. Well, let's find somebody. So it's the most incredible business to have. And I just adore it. And so along the way, because my business is international, the way to connect with people is social media. And so hence I'm here today. So I have a website that I built myself. And I want to show you that at some point today too. I do a lot of work in Instagram. And if we focus on Instagram at the moment, and let's just dive in there, I'll have to hold my phone up. I suppose I could log into Instagram, but I want to show you how I actually search on the phone. So I want to make this really practical with people too. And like Kiwi said, I didn't know anyone in India. I eat Indian food, and I'd done yoga since I was 16, and my dogs both have Sanskrit names, and that's the closest I'd been to India. So in March 20, where are we now? 2023, so 2022, yeah. So the beginning of last year, I just started reaching out on Instagram. And what I did is I wrote out my canned responses, what I thought would actually be the responses that I would get from people. And writing a canned response means you don't need to type it every time. You just type it once and then you copy and paste. So I want to find this in my notes now because I want to show you how we've evolved over the year and a half, I guess, canned responses, canned messages. Here we are. So I'm going to share the screen and just show you. I want to be very vulnerable and show you where I started. So here are my notes here. You see that I use Apple Notes, and on the left-hand side, I do a lot of note-taking. So down the side here, I break down doTERRA down into many, many, many different little subcategories here. And so then I go into other groups as well, even like doTERRA. Silver Club, this is all still doTERRA. I started with one folder called doTERRA, and then I found that I was getting maybe 10 or 15 topics or notes around one topic. So then I'll break it into another topic. So I really recommend the way that you grow your business. This is a side thing at the moment, but have a very good system. And everything that we do in doTERRA is about duplication. So the canned responses on the screen here are to duplicate yourself very quickly. But everything that you send to somebody, everything that you write down, put it somewhere that you can easily locate it. I love Apple Notes. I find it really easy. You can use it. Everything I use, I'm in the Apple ecosystem, just so you can find it when you're mobile, you can find it at home. Whatever system you use, if some people like Google, just make sure that you can find it at a drop of a hat. So here are some canned responses. I've got some even older ones, because this is this year. Anyway, we can see here, these canned responses were before I started to use boards, and I'm going to show you the boards application as well in a moment. So all I did when I first started reaching out on Instagram was I wrote down all of my canned responses, and you can see here, I'm going to highlight this one. Hello, I just came across your Instagram feed and absolutely love your content and how thoughtful and authentic it is. Seems we both share a love of wellness. You can put anything in there that you like. And often I would take out that word, and depending on the person I was reaching out to, I would drop something in there. So wellness, healthcare, whatever it is. And then that would be the first message that I send, and wait for a response. And then I've got all of these other ones lined up. So down here, I've got, when somebody says, hey, can you send me some more information? I would copy this, and instantly it's got in here, this is the website for India, the doTERRA India website. If I was to get a no, I'm not interested, then this is, I wouldn't highlight the no, but I just know that this is what I'll cut and paste and drop in there. A no doesn't mean a no. A no just means not now. I'm not ready to start. So I would say something like this. I've massaged this a little bit since this point here. I know you are busy with your own brand, and I wish you very best always. If you ever want to talk to doTERRA, I'd be happy to. And then I'd always ask for a referral as well. And while I have you, I'm looking for smart-driven partners on the ground in India. Seems your business isn't a network marketing structure, so it doesn't seem like there's any conflict of interest to ask. But forgive me if I step on any toes. If you know anyone who would like, so I'm asking for a referral here. So I haven't used those ones so much, but I've got them fired up ready just in case I need them. So guys, that's what we call canned responses. So you type them out once and then you can just cut and paste them into the system. I want to show you how we've evolved since then. And I'm just going to open up a page. Sometimes it's double P, sometimes it's one. Let's see.
While he's pulling that up, Holly and Angela, have you either one of you used boards before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, I have no idea.
I had never heard of them either till I met Pete. Not these things are awesome. I love them.
They're so cool. So this is boards. Welcome to the wonderful world of boards. Boards are so simple to use, and basically it's a place to put information. You could use a Google Drive. I love to use boards because it's really visual. And this is where you build the board. And basically think of like an old-fashioned cork board or a whiteboard, and you're putting post-it notes on there. So each of these is like a little tablet that you have. And to start with, you can build a new board. Here, create a board. And then the board is empty until you add things to it. So you can add images, you can add links, you can add PDFs all around one topic. So I won't build that one, but you see on the left-hand side here, let's go for something like cleanse and restore. I use this one daily. I probably sign up about 5 to 10 people a month on the cleanse and restore. It's just people need information once they enroll on this. And I've used this 4 times today because I have a group of people going through a cleanse at the moment. They're all over the world. I like to start with like a header, just so that in the phone, because this board attaches to your keyboard. And so when you're chatting to somebody on any social media, you can go into your keyboard and you can access all of this information. And just with a tap of a button, you can send them a whole folder of information that you've already set up here in boards. So it's phenomenally effective as you're trying to reach out to a number of people a day. And the whole thing with social media and reaching out to people is that you really want to save time, but you really want to reach out to as many people as possible. And the metrics, and you may want to write this down because there is a maths and a science to network marketing. If you reach out to 10 people, 1 person will reply to you. 1 in 10. Now, if somebody had told me in the very beginning, it probably would have saved a lot of heartache, because you start to take things very personal when people are not responding to you. So if you reach out to 10 people, 1 person will reply to you. So guys, in here, so I took my canned responses from what you just saw before in Apple Notes, and I moved them over here. Let's actually go down to India so you'll see. So down the left-hand side in boards are all of the individual boards. And where you see this little head here, it means that we share them in our team. There's some that I just want for myself, like Pete's shoes, and I just put that in there just as a reminder of things that I see. But in here, there's a lot that we share in Team Oil. And this is another reason why I love our team. So duplication, even duplicating with people that you have no financial connection with, you'd find that very hard. It would be very hard to find that kind of culture in other teams. So India canned responses, we can click on this one. This one has been massaged a little bit. Seems we both share a love of something, something, something. So I don't need to copy and paste this, then go back into social media. This actually is built into a keyboard on your phone. So as you're typing to somebody in Instagram, like Instagram message or WhatsApp or Telegram, you can just hit a button and this will pop up. So on your keyboard, you can have multiple keyboards. Yeah, there it is. You can see Kiwis. And so I know a lot of us have multiple keyboards for languages. I have Japanese, I have Vietnamese, I have English in my keyboard.
If you have that, just if you have that, you have to like click through those languages, because I have the same thing. I have Spanish and English and stuff on mine. You have to click through it till you get to the boards one.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll just pop up. And so then all you do is you don't need to copy and paste this. It'll just once you hit in your keyboard on this little square here, it'll actually appear in the message for the customer. Now, it doesn't just stop at text. It also goes for video links, photographs, whole folders. You can even share that whole board with somebody. So the thing with social media is that you want to, if you're reaching out to find more leads, you want to make it snappy, and you want to get to, if you've got 1 hour set aside, I do 2 hours a day of prospecting, 2 hours, because I know that I can do 50 people in 1 hour, and then I'll get a little bit distracted too. So I can probably do 75 people in 2 hours. Now, 1 in 10 will respond. So if you're reaching out to 50 people, you may go, that sounds like a lot. It's not really, because you can, with a system set up like this, you can reach out to people really, really quickly. How do you find them? Let's talk about that now. So I'll just stop the share at the moment. The way I find a lot of people is through Instagram. So if everyone is still there with me, it's hard to tell when cameras are off, but
Yeah,
Holly, are you still there? Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Is this the app? Boards app?
Yeah,
Can you
that
see
the
this
second one,
thing?
not the top one.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Download it. It's free.
Yeah, and what's really nice too, like for example, Pete was talking about sharing. He shared a board with me, and I'm able to see that. I'm building a board right now specifically for like following up with people that we meet at our events, because it's very time consuming to type. So I don't do Instagram, I don't do Facebook, I haven't for 9 years. And so social media for me is not, but Alexis does. But what I do is I text people, and it takes forever with my big fat thumbs. But having a board, I can have this pre-canned, hey, we met at this event, insert event. So nice to meet you. Would love to, or whatever, right? Invite them to a spotlight, invite them to a class. So I'm actually trying to build one of those right now so that it'd be easier to follow up. So this boards can be used for more than just Instagram. That being said, I'm here to learn about the social. So, sorry, Pete.
Cool.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, good. So Instagram, down the bottom in Instagram, you have, if we're on the home button, so right down, of course, I have Indian people popping up on my screen all the time now. And so right down the bottom, you have your menu bar. So home is here. The next one next to home, you want to press that one, and that is your search bar. So at the very top, you'll have your search field there. So what I want you to type into there is, so you can see there's the search at the top, the search bar, and all of your history of searching as well is in here. So in the top there, I would type in, and let's do this. I want you to type in Mumbai. So Mumbai. You always want to search for a city and not a country. So you're trying to drill down to a smaller geographical location. So Mumbai, instantly it pops up with things like Mumbai street food, Mumbai city, Mumbai Indians, Mumbai food. We want to drill it down even further into your avatar. So my avatar, I'm looking for, Ayurvedic doctors. I'm looking for health practitioners. You may be looking for something in your kind of.
We target homeschoolers.
Okay, cool. Exactly. So who is your ideal customer? Who's your ideal business partner? So I'm going to type in here, Mumbai Holistic Health Coach, because that's what I am. And it's easy to talk the same language. Now, press search, and you'll find that on the screen, it comes up at the top with different icons at the top. Now, Instagram changed things all the time, and there used to be words up there. Now there's just icons. So the very first one is what did you search for, Holly?
What you told me, Mumbai Holistic Health Coach.
Cool. And it's so interesting how we get different things.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating? So the reason why this comes up is because sometimes people, their name is Mumbai Holistic Health Coach, or they've hashtagged here, or that it's looking for any of those words, Mumbai Holistic Health Coach. So if you click on the people, the little head there, the second one along, that's anyone whose account is called Mumbai Holistic Health Coach. and there's nobody. Next is music, which we're not so interested in. Next is people that have hashtagged Mumbai Holistic Health Coach. There's fewer than 100, but the one I like at the end is location. Now, that's probably not a good one to look for, Mumbai Holistic Health Coach. So we drill it down even further. Or you may want to look. So here are all different. I'm under the location key at the end. And this is all different locations for holistic health coaches in Mumbai. So we could just click on one of those. The holistic health coach, well, he's in Dublin, Ireland. So it's not really what I'm looking for. Those Irish. Let's look at this one here. Tennessee. I think it's because of where I'm located at the moment. Okay, so this guy's popped up here. So what I would do when I found somebody, I would then look at their account and see whether they're a match. One, I kind of read energies and reels. I look at their energy. I look at what their content is, what they're posting. I look at their reels. What I'm looking for too, guys, is I'm not really looking for customers. I'm looking for business partners. I believe that customers will just come. My target, my bullseye is for business partners. The ricocheted will just be customers. And I'll always just pick up customers naturally because they'll fall into my Instagram. Somebody will recommend them. So this dude is heavily into cows. And so maybe it's not my thing. And so then we keep looking. But when you find one person, what normally happens is that they attract the same type of people. And then you go into their followers and their following, and then you drill through that and you've hit a gold mine. And so some days when you wake up and you're like, I just want to find a builder, or I just want to find a customer, Instagram, guys, it is free. It's in your pocket. And all you need to do is press that search button, type something in that. I'm just using India, for example, because Kiwi mentioned, how did I start in India? This is how I started building in India. Now I would say I've probably got about 25 builders in India, and I'm pretty close to being an India founder in India. And so thank you. It'll definitely happen. It was never the intention in the beginning. The intention was I want a piece of that pie of India. And if this is the key for doTERRA to triple their size of their business by 2030, because there's 1.6 billion people in India, then I'm in. And it's cheap to be in India. It's a massive sacrifice to be away from my family. And it's claustrophobic and chaotic, but I can deal with that. And anybody who's done very well in doTERRA tend to be people who go to new markets and have the courage, have the consistency to actually be on the ground for a certain amount of time. And India, you need to be there. You can do this online to a certain degree, and you can make connections with people. So I reach out to people online, and then what happens when somebody responds? It's like, oh, it works. And so they respond, and Indians respond quite quickly. And Indians have this kind of, I'm broadly stereotyping here, but they have this kind of mindset where I've got to say yes to everything because maybe this is my opportunity. And they'll say yes, 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 yes. So in the beginning, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to have 1,000 builders in a month. But then it kind of didn't really peter out that way. There's a lot of promising and not a lot of action sometimes in India. So don't get married straight up. Like, have a very long honeymoon and enjoy that honeymoon, because the honeymoon may be the end of it. But sometimes there's a nice romance as well, and you can get married and then you've got a builder. But it's a total different culture. And the reason for this is because there's a lot of distraction in India, a lot of distraction. So if you are wanting to, I know this is all about social media, but if you are wanting to take your business international, just be aware of different cultures. Just be, and there's a few people on this call and maybe some people watching the recording who have lived overseas. So you can't just have a US cookie cutter version of your business. You really need to mold that. And India is a total different beast. So you can reach out on social media. So let's just say we've gone search in Instagram, Mumbai Holistic Health Coach. Somebody has popped up. Pete, what do you do next? Well, I find that going into their stories and giving them a few love hearts on their stories, because that goes into their messages. Reply on a story, like leave a comment on a story, because again, that goes into their instant messages. And then go into a post, love a couple of posts so it doesn't look like you're a bot, and then leave a couple of positive comments on some posts. Yeah. And then just flag them. Normally I move them in my, so once you've gone into their stories and set them a message, they'll actually appear in your inbox. And I move them to my second inbox, whatever that's called. Let me have a look. It is called the general. So I move from, here's all my messages here. There's a lot of messages, and all of them are Indian. So I move from the first box, which is primary, into the general in the middle. And that's a good way that you can keep a track. You take them out of your primary inbox and you can just move them across. And the way you do it is open up a message, and in the top right-hand corner, you can just say change inboxes. And that's just what I do. I like to move them across. So let's just say, here's one lady I found. I'm just going to bring up her site. So this is her here, Sonal. She's now on my team, but I started reaching out to her March last year. It took until a month ago to get her on board. And the reason why is because that's her private account. But if I go to her business account, look at this, how many? 500,000. So she came up on one of my searches and I was like, there's no way, there's no way. And I just put that on my chicken list. And she sat there and sat there and sat there. And I thought, why not? Let's just write to this company, because I thought they look like fit people. And I worked out what Fit with Squats is. It's a personal training company where they train personal trainers. And it's the biggest one in India. I didn't know that at the time. And I found this girl, Sonal, and she is one of the founders of the company. And so now she has her own business called Sonal Singh Official, and she is collecting natural products that help with pain relieving. And so we've been working on our friendship, business partnership relationship for like however long that is, a year and 2 or 3 months. That's how long some things take. I still haven't met her because she lives in Delhi, and most of the time I go to Mumbai. But I'll be back there this in October, November. So I'll meet with her then. But she's awesome. The type of people that you can meet online is incredible once you start looking. So she came up because her words here are breath work, meditation. What else does she have here? Fit, healthcare. So I found her through those tags. So we just started having a conversation online, and maybe I can, I can scroll up and find the conversation, the point in our conversation which turned. And I really want to show you that, because I think it's really key, because this type of person gets a lot of requests because she's an influencer. And I was really bold one day. She said to me, thanks, Pete. I actually get approached by a lot of brands who want me to try their products and their services and to share a review in the form of a reel or a story. If we can work out a collaboration like that, and if the product works for me, I'm happy to take this forward. I won't be able to pay for it out of pocket. I can't tell you how many hundreds of times I've heard that in India. Everybody thinks that they're an influencer, but she's a true influencer. So I thought, I'm going to be really bold. And I was like, okay. And I thought for a second, and then I said this. And I thought, I'm either going to win her or I'm going to totally annoy her. I was going to say something else, but we're recording. And she will run away. So I said this. Yes, I can imagine, because you always want to like sugarcoat it and be polite first. Yes, I can imagine you leverage your platform well. You've worked hard for that. So, raise her up a little bit. What I'm looking for is more than a pay per post influencer. As that post goes down on the grid, so does the resonance with my brand. So I showed her what I wasn't looking for. Now I'm showing her what I am looking for. I'm looking for an influence through advocacy, people that talk about their lifestyle. This is how I use this product day in, day out, and the reason why I have no inflammation and great energy. That's like an example. I instantly feel everybody who has a wide platform and has a wide reach in this wellness space will have a unique voice that can bring real influencing rather than one post association. Because I'm not looking for an influencer who I'm paying money for, and I will never pay money to anyone for social media. I know it's how India works. However, I've chosen not to go this way, and it's proving to be really successful for me. I think your platform is awesome, and I think you are awesome as well. That's why I keep bugging you, I said, and that's what I said. And instantly, she changed, and and this was her response, and this was like 2 minutes later. She says, yes, I agree. One post doesn't cut it for long-term strategy. I am creating an entire content channel around pain management, as this is my 100% area of focus personally and professionally. Lots in the pipeline coming up, including reviews and interviews, more education, and posts on managing pain. So we can hopefully think of a long-term association in the future. And that was the turning point. So I was bold enough to go, okay, thank you, but I'm not looking for that. Most people would bend and say, okay, you're really influential. I'm going to pay $100 for you to post one reel. I don't want that type of association with people. I want it to be real. I'm getting burnt out by the sun. And I want it to be a long-lasting relationship with people in my team. So you win some and you lose some. And thankfully, this one really worked. And I got her through exactly what I've just showed you, that strategy. Go into Instagram, click on search, type in a city somewhere in the world. You can do New York. You can put in babysitters. You could put in stay-at-home mums. Whatever you're looking for, that is how you find people. If you're waking up one day going, there's no one left in my funnel and there's still 15 days left in the month, who am I going to reach out to? And we know in this business, your funnel is like this. You want to drop people in your funnel all the time in the top. The more people you have there, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? If they're not ready, move to the next person. But if you only have 5 people in your funnel and there's 30 days in the month, they're going to get exhausted with you, claustrophobic. You're not giving them space. And we may come across, as desperate and with our own intentions. So the more people you have in the funnel, the better, because you're giving people space to make their own decision. Now, the leads, you're generating leads in Instagram. So you're generating a lead. You're finding a lead. Next phase is that you need to nurture that lead. And that's really relationship building. And in doTERRA, we're really good at that, because the way we build our business is one person at a time, one oil at a time, one drop at a time, yeah? And so social media must be the same way. Social media is a way to find people. And a thing to know too is social media for business is not attracting the people that know you already. You want to reach out to people that don't know you. Okay, so you can put anything on social media that you like. Don't feel that you're being censored by your friends or your family, because I only have one Instagram account and I recommend that. And I'll go through that in a minute, the reason why I think that. Because we all have completely busy lives anyway. We don't want to make them more busy, but you just want to show up online as authentically you. Yeah. So if you've got multiple accounts and you're showing up on this account as this person, and on your personal one, you're doing all your personal stuff, maybe the business account, those people aren't resonating with the business face that you're showing them, but they would resonate with your personal, like you're a mum or you've got dogs or you've a foster family. So I believe when you walk into a room, show people all the different aspects of you, because you never know which face or aspect the audience is going to resonate with you. Yeah. And so that's why my Instagram account is just me. And people fuss so much in the beginning on brands, on colors, on fonts, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You'll find your voice as it comes along. So for me, Nourished by Pete and orange, sunshine orange is my thing. That's it. That's all I want.
You're always orange.
Yeah, it works. It works all the time. And now people go, Orange, Pete, it's you. Emily walked on stage in an orange jumpsuit. You know, she's wearing you. It becomes fun. Like it becomes a brand. And so whatever you choose, just choose it because you love it. You're drawn to it yourself. But if you're starting out and you're getting stuck at that brand stage, it's not going to make you any money. So we've got to you've got to get past that stage, and you can come back to it later on and revisit the branding. You can revisit the fonts, all of that, because it's not important in the beginning. That's where people get stuck. So I would say one Instagram account and show everything. Jennifer's here. So just show every side of you, because you never know what's going to warm to people. And this business is total relationship. Kiwi?
On that question, because like that's kind of what we were leaning towards. I don't really want a business account. And then I mean, like Facebook, we have Alexis has a personal page, but then we started a Kiwi Oils page. But on Instagram, right, we talked about the face of the company, so to speak. What is it for you? It's you. I recognize Nourished by Pete because I see Pete. And I see orange. To this day now, it's like I see orange, I think of you. Like
I love that. I love it.
The orange wig just sticks with me. I couldn't get out of my head. I was like, I have that picture. Anyway, so we were thinking along things like, how do we use the oils as a family? Because our target audience is homeschoolers and homeschooling families. Yeah. So we thought about making reels out of our kids and us using the oils in just our daily lives and how we use them. But do you do stuff like that on yours though?
Yeah, I structure. Maybe this is a good time to pivot into social, and I can show people what I do and how I then. We've spoken a little bit how we prospect and find customers in Instagram. Can we pivot a little bit into doTERRA social, and I show you how I write my posts, and you can see that this is a really big topic. Social.
Yeah, sorry, I made you do it in like 45 minutes.
No, it's all good. We're top of the hour anyway, aren't we now? So let me just go here. So this is boards that we talked about. Let's open up a new page. My home page is always doTERRA. It's easy to find. Let's go here to social. Anyone using social from doTERRA? Yeah.
Yes.
I think this is awesome platform. So first of all, it's very cheap. It's like $20 for a year, guys. For a year. Now this here is the calendar. So it drops straight into the calendar. All of these are my posts. I've got 4 platforms linked. So which is, well, yeah, there we are. Sorry. So one is I have one Facebook page, which is open to anybody. It's for prospecting. One Facebook group, which is this one here, which is closed, and that's for my customers and a couple of stragglers. This is my, what's that? That's my LinkedIn, which I never really use, but I just put it on there. And then this one here is my Instagram account, which is my main one. So these are all the posts that I've done this week. So in social media, it's a lot over those platforms. And I have one post a day. That's all. So if we cut it down just to Instagram, so we can just see that, you'll see that it's really, unless the time zone gets it wrong, but it's one post a day. There's the orange wig you're saying. So one post a day, and I batch post these. And what does that mean? It means that every Monday, I sit down, I have 2 hours every Monday afternoon from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. and I write all of my content and I create a post in here. And to create a post, you just go here, create a post. I choose which platform I want to post to. I write the post in here and I attach a photo and I schedule it for the week. And so if we go out of here back to the calendar, I may be a little bit behind because I'm at Victoria's now. Yeah, look, I've got nothing scheduled for next week at the moment. But if we go back, this is last week and this is the week before, you'll see that there's always at least one post a day that this is just Instagram here. But what I do is I repurpose exactly the same post across 4 platforms. And you can see how it's so much easier. Like, I don't spend much time on social media, 20 minutes a day. Every morning, I have it scheduled at 7 till 7:30 is my social media time. And I don't go in any other time during the day. So it may seem like I'm online a lot, but it's just because I batched out all of these. And also too, social gives you, you'll see in this week here, they also give you pre-written, let's see, actually, I'll have to go into, they give you pre-written content and something like this. So this is all pre-written and you can just go through and authorize them. So if we jump into next week, some will probably pop up that I can just authorize. So I do have a couple more posts for next week already lined up. If we go the following week, see these ones here? So doTERRA automatically populate these in your calendar. And if you press approve, then these will actually schedule on that day to go out. So why not? Free posts. And they're going out.
You don't have to create.
Yeah, exactly. So we know that we want to be top of people's minds all the time. And the way to be top of people's minds and to show up is to post online. So generally, I'll just do 1 post a day, but I haven't been online for a few days doing posts. It's all just been in the system. What I do every day, though, in that first part of the day, is I send out stories, and I try to do about 6 to 10 stories a day, and I post into Facebook, and that goes across to Instagram, and then Instagram goes back to my Facebook page. So I post once and it goes across 3 platforms. So guys, if you're not in social, it's up here is the URL, if I can find it, social.doterra.com. That's how you find it. And it is a doTERRA platform. That's why it's so cheap. I might just turn the light on. It's getting a bit dark. So we've talked about lead generation, and there's many areas you can generate leads from. You can be in the supermarket and pick up a name. Somebody can refer someone to you. And I like to use Instagram because I find it super effective and it's free. And so that was lead generation. Lead nurture is how you add value to those people. So once you have a name in your system, another time we can come back on and we can talk about Enroll Pro and how you manage those leads and those names. And then posting. So I use the social.doterra.com because I find that's really super effective. And then another way to capture people is through your website and having links and leads, a lead magnet on your website, or having a link in your bio. So we know in Instagram, at the very top of your page in Instagram, you have your bio up the very top, and that whatever you have there matters. You know, I don't have a lot of people. What's that? 7,700. You know, it's enough for people to take you seriously. That's my bio there. Mr. Nourish, I don't know if they take that seriously, but I don't care. I think it's fun, add a bit of humor. And then see, there's a link there. So it's really important to have a link to go somewhere. So my link goes to my web page.
I don't know if this is true in Mexico, Holly, though. I know, Pete, you have like your whole own web page. doTERRA does offer you the ability to have your own web page through doTERRA as your account. Okay, just didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And
That,
so,
that we don't go out and like buy one like I did. I paid a chunk of money and I bought kiwioils.com. Granted, now I own it and I can use it, but yeah, you don't have to do that.
yeah, I always like to have everything like linked to my domain. So my website is my domain, support at Nourished by Pete. Or, I just I just saw the photo of me. It's just, I think it's more professional than a Gmail account. And so the link in your bio, you want to capture people to generate leads. So I've got it going to my sleep ebook in here. So this is just on my webpage, my ebook, and then they can purchase it here. And it's also linked, if you go into my Instagram, that I've pinned the very first post, that orange one, that just sits there all the time. And you can see there's a little pin. And so that's just pinned there. So that the first post they see is that all the time. It's been there since the beginning of the year. I think it's $9.99. I sell about between 10 and 20 a month. It's great. And it just generates a little bit of income, pocket money. And then it also generates some leads. And then those people, I've got their details, then I market doTERRA to them. It's not necessarily about talking to them about sleep, but it's just to attract some leads in. So what is your lead magnet? How are you attracting people? I have that same lead magnet on my webpage. So whenever you're on social media, you want to lead them somewhere. Social media is to find them. It's a magnet. And then you want to draw them to your webpage, because you don't own any intellectual property on social media at all. It's all owned by all those billionaires. and so they can shut you down in a flash. They can censor you. And if anyone's ever gone to Instagram jail or Facebook jail, it hurts. It really hurts your business. And so I remember there was one lady I needed to reach out to in India, and I was locked out of my Facebook Messenger for a few days. I don't know why. In Vietnam, it happens sometimes. They just lock you down. And so you've got to attract them over to your webpage. And the way you do that is to offer something. Offer a lead magnet, like I've done with an ebook, capture them. You may want to lead them into your subscription, into your newsletter, all sorts of things like that. So social media is to attract people, attract a lead, and then you need to nurture them. And nurturing means feed them with lots of value. How are we doing, guys? I know I've been the one domineering the conversation.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I will.
We've probably got, what, a couple more minutes, or I've gone overtime already, haven't I?
We got a couple more minutes. I did want to share something. For those of you that are like, okay, cool, this is a great start. I need some more info.
Yeah.
There actually is a marketing online class in the hub. For those of you that haven't taken it. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy that. I'll throw that in the chat right now, so you guys can copy that out. But this will take you through how to get started, a lot more details, as well as you can always go back and review it as needed. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. Pete, I don't remember if you teaching that or not. I've watched so many videos now, I can't
it's funny
remember
because
what.
I started teaching that for my builders in my team, and Victoria's like, share it. And so you may see that there's references to, things that I do, or there may be branding. There's Nourished by Pete branding all over it. But I was doing a course at the time, and I loved it. And I just wanted my leaders to benefit from that as well. There's a few really great courses out there. I don't know why they're not coming to mind at the moment. But the, oh my gosh, they're all falling out of my head at the moment. Kiwi, I'll send you a list of—
No worries. I can put them out.
Yeah, different courses that I've done and that have really been beneficial. There's something which is called and I teach it in this course, is a value ladder. And I'll leave you on this one, because a value ladder is really important. People have different pain points. Some people are wanting to come in for something for free. And generally you want to test them out. People who come into your world and you're offering them something for free, like an ebook, you want to hit them pretty quick after that with a paid item. And a lead, this value ladder is about how you can take someone up that ladder where they pay more money for more services. And generally the first one is about $20. The second one is under $500. And then the third tier is really your big ticket item, which is generally private coaching, because that's your most expensive resource that you have because it's limited. And so how can you take them up that value ladder, and what services are you going to offer them? So when people come into your world, there's a lot of bleeding necks and they want to pay money for a solution pretty quickly. So they may come in for my sleep ebook, but what I'm doing in this sleep ebook, I'm upgrading them to a cleanse and restore, because I know that if I cleanse somebody's body, then they're going to sleep better. And then the third tier for me is getting them onto LRP, because I want everyone in my doTERRA business, I want them on residual income. And my LRP and my retention is pretty high because I give them a lot of value in my Nourished by Pete world. So just think about, what is your value ladder? What's your entry point? How are you attracting people off social media into your world? What is your value ladder? You don't just want people to come in with one theme or one item for sale, and then you don't have a journey for them inside your business. And we do in doTERRA, we really do. You may be offering, like myself, a sleep ebook, and how will you draw them into your doTERRA world for residual income? Always be thinking about, how are you pulling these people into your doTERRA business? We want financial freedom and we want time freedom. We're not about selling a product each time like a shop as a transaction. So guys, this social topic is so huge, and at some point, if you want to invite me back in again, we can talk about something specifically. I would say, if you're sitting on the fence of what to do with social media, just dive in unapologetically, demonstrate your life, demonstrate you. And I love the word demonstrate, because so many people get stuck behind, what am I going to write about? What's my theme? I don't have anything to talk about. We have so much to talk about. My table here is covered with, there's apple juice, and because we're doing a cleanse at the moment, there's oils everywhere. What we're doing is, on social media, you want to just show people and demonstrate your life. But what we're doing in our normal day life is not the norm. Not everybody is doing what we're doing. And there's people out there who are suffering, and they need to understand and hear about what we're doing. So sometimes taking our day down to and demonstrating it very simply for people, like putting lemon into your water. This one has meta power, but just dropping it in and showing people that within 30 seconds, you'll be so surprised how fast people latch onto that. So just jump online, turn on the camera. It's important to turn the camera on. If you're worried about what you look like, what you sound like, then your focus is too much on yourself and not on servicing your audience. So the minute you can flip your camera, like not literally, but subjectively, like flip your camera into serving people, and then you start receiving feedback from people, like that feedback loop of, thank you for this post, it's helping me, you're adding value, I needed to hear this today. That feedback that you receive shows you that you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing. And it just becomes this turbine of energy. It feeds into you, you have more self-belief. So the minute you turn up online and you feel uncomfortable and you don't like your voice and you don't like how you look, turn that around and focus on the message that you're trying to deliver more than what the delivery person looks like. And I promise you, it makes such a huge difference. If you turn on your camera and same in Zoom, if you turn on your camera and let people see you and hear you in that tone, they'll connect with you. They'll resonate with you. Very funny, Kiwi.
That was funny. I'm shutting mine off now.
And so just step into it. If you want to do doTERRA as a business, social media is in your hand and it's free. Just reach out to people. Who cares what people think about you? Not important.
That was really good. Actually, I really enjoyed that. One thing someone told me too, I've always I never, ever watch a recording of myself. And
Mm.
there's thousands out there, from preaching at churches to teaching youth classes. There's literally, and I never watch them. I will never watch them because I truly can't stand the sound of my own voice. I'm
Ah.
like, I don't sound like that. Oh, and I just don't do it. But when you change that focus around, you say, you know what? Yeah, I might never watch it, but you know what? I'm going to put it out there because this frankincense that changed my life, or this lemon that made a difference for me, I've got a message that I can share with somebody because it'll make a difference for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got to get beyond just this facade and be that vehicle, be that message to give to people. And we've all felt that. You can sit here sometimes and you're like, wow, that just flowed out of me. Where did that come from? This beautiful download. That's what we need to do on social media. And it may take for you, my gosh, guys, in the beginning, I would have post-it notes stuck up everywhere. And when I was doing oil camp and appear on oil camp, and I would be nervous and sweating, and then my air conditioner's not working in Vietnam, and I'm hot and red. And I'm like, I can't send that to Victoria. And so I overdo them too much. And we can overthink it. Just people don't want us to be polished. And that's the great thing about social media. They just want you to be real. And our business is all about being real and all about being authentic. And we've all met somebody who has been online, and then you meet them in person and they're not quite the same person. And we can't have that in doTERRA. It needs to be the same person that you meet, because we are a relationship building company. We build our business one builder at a time. It's all about working with people. So just turn up, be yourself, press the on button, and just tomorrow, I challenge you all tomorrow to turn your camera on and do a story with the video and just talk about anything. I'm going to do it. So I'll challenge all of you. I want to see you all. And Jennifer's not here at the moment, but I will challenge Jennifer as well. And just, that's all it takes. It just takes to turn it on. You may not even have something worked out like a script, but just talk from the top of your head and just see what flows out, and don't delete it.
I love it. All right. Well,
Kiwi,
friend,
thanks for the invite.
you're welcome. I'm going to kill the recording really quick.